Okay, I want to change the conversation on Budweiser, Bud Light. Last week revealed that trans TikTok personality Dylan Mulvaney was the new face of Bud Light. Everybody went nuts. He also has a similar deal with Nike. And when he's doing it, he looks like he's making fun of the way women work out. And if you haven't seen his little shtick, that's actually his brand. Watch.
Day 66, being a girl, and today I'm in nature. Trees, I love them. Water, lakes, I love them. Heels, for my hiking heels, I love them.
Okay. So he's getting rich off of making fun of women. He earns over $1 million in endorsements just last year. This is insane. He's making fun of women. But let me go back to Bud Light. Where's this coming from? Everybody's saying, what is Bud Light thinking? Well, they're not thinking they're in a capitalist society anymore. Here's Bud Light's VP of marketing.
So I had this super clear mandate. It's like we need to evolve and elevate this incredibly iconic brand. And what I brought to that was a belief in, okay, what does evolve and elevate mean? It means inclusivity. It means shifting the tone. It means having a campaign that's truly inclusive and feels lighter and brighter and different and appealing.
They're going to do everything that they did to Walt Disney. Okay, everything that happened to the trust and the brand recognition of Disney, that's all gone because of little kids like that one. Bud Light had a marketing problem and was hurting the brand. Really? I'm sure it was doing just fine when Anheuser-Busch commercials were literally just a few people saying, "What's up?" They didn't need a trans TikToker to save the day. Likewise, Jack Daniels didn't need drag queens to save them from imminent bankruptcy. Or actually, did they? This is going to be a little eye-opening. Every corporation now is being blackmailed into compliance by ESG. Occupy Wall Street was a giant wake-up call, and corporate America was scared to death. And so they learned something. We can just pay these people off. Now that the government is moving in parallel, the market is falling apart. The market used to drive corporate decision-making. But instead, if you're on one of these boards, that's not what drives you anymore. Again, this used to be business, the banks, insurance, the governments, the investment houses, the world markets. You were the focus of the board. How can we make our customers have an easier life? What can we give them? You're not even in consideration anymore. And these were the tools that would help. These were the guardians against people like this. Okay, now they don't think about you at all because they're worried about the activists, the banking and insurance companies. Can we still get money from them? The investment house, they're telling them what to do. If a board member disagrees, the investment house, like BlackRock, can replace one of these people. Or worse, they can just dump all their stocks and they're over. The world markets, they're in bed with the government of their countries. It's all about the Great Reset and ESG. The government will squeeze you. You don't matter anymore. And if you look at this, partners such as the Human Rights Campaign and their Corporate Equality Index. Let me tell you what CEI is. It assigns nearly 1,300 companies to a score based on how inclusive they are. And it's not just how obedient they are to ESG, it's how much they preach their commitment to the public. Quote, public commitment in CEI is measured through a number of individual engagements, namely through marketing, advertising, and sponsorship efforts, LGBTQ plus specific recruiting efforts, philanthropic, you know what I'm saying, contributions, LGBTQ supplier diversity programs, and public policy weigh-in. This is why all these companies are going woke. If they get a bad score, then the woke investor funds start putting pressure on the boards. Woke activists are mobilized out in the streets. Advertising campaigns are shut down. And anyone that continues to do business with them will also be penalized. This is fascism. Let me give you this quote. Large businesses typically rely on other businesses for goods and services, and the business of the size included in the CEI typically have set standards and guidelines already embedded in their procurement. To ensure that suppliers act in a manner that adheres to a business's own standards, businesses must establish standards of conduct that set expectations for the behavior of their suppliers. Blackmail. Blackmail. Let me show you this letter. This was sent from some of the largest environmental activist groups to the CEOs of insurance companies. They sent a list of honest-to-God terrorist demands, insisting that they stop insuring fossil fuel companies. But this is just one focus on the E, while the CEI focuses on both the S and the G. All of it is dangerous and deadly. This is what we're up against. Do you remember when Joe Biden first got into office and he appointed John Kerry, our Build Back Better czar? And John Kerry was telling the World Economic Forum, oh yes, I think people will be shocked, absolutely shocked at the speed and the intensity. It's going to be bigger than anyone ever imagined. Now you know why. It's been this from the beginning. We are playing a game where we think we're in a free market. You're playing a game where you think the government isn't all in. You're in this mode where we believe the government somewhere is good, and corporations still listen to you. I got bad news for you. They don't.